G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now this is just a quick update in relation to former New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian and former New South Wales Deputy Premier John Barilaro. They're both under investigation. Now with the New South Wales ICAC investigation into Gladys Berejiklian, well, the Commissioner there, Ruth McColl, Assistant Commissioner, her term expired on the 31st of October. And the New South Wales ICAC issued a press release last week saying that she had been retained as a consultant. They didn't give a time frame. I'd expect it to be no more than 2 or 3 months myself personally, but who knows, it could go on for further. But the fact that they've retained her as a consultant has been almost 12 months now seems to suggest they're trying to make sure they got the T's crossed and the I's dotted. It sounds like they're going to go right after Gladys Berejiklian. That's what I think anyhow. Otherwise, if they were going to do the carpet sweep, they would have done that by now, I suspect. So we'll have to sit back and wait and see what happens there. But that could also have adverse findings for John Barilaro as well, because as I've previously reported, the New South Wales ICAC have received a formal complaint, which I published, accusing John Barilaro of committing perjury in relation to the personal intimate relationships that he had while he was Deputy Premier. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Now, in relation to the New South Wales Parliament inquiry into John Barilaro and his dodgy $500,000 New York job, Trade Commissioner job, now that ultimately got expanded because they found out how corrupt John Barilaro's appointment was. So they started having a look at all the Trade Commissioners' appointments around the world. There's one in England and one in India and one in China and a couple others at various places. Now on Monday this week, they had the Commissioner who's been appointed in the UK, John Cartwright, giving evidence. Now John Cartwright, as it turns, had a couple meetings with John Barilaro after they'd already had a preferred candidate, Paul Webster. So they had Paul Webster as a preferred candidate. They'd gone through the recruitment process, and all of a sudden John Cartwright meets with John Barilaro on 2 occasions, and then somehow his name has dropped in and they've interviewed him after the fact, and he's gotten the job, which is almost identical to John Barilaro and his appointment to the New York job, where they already had a preferred candidate, but they withdrew the offer from her and appointed John Barilaro. So it's almost an identical process. So it looks like it's a scheme that they had identified and a process that they identified to run their scheme, where they run the recruitment process. They all of a sudden put a halt to the process and appoint whoever they wanted to take up the role. So while John Barilaro never gave evidence on Monday, the outcome of that evidence that was given was fairly damaging because it shows him running the same routine previously for the UK Trade Commissioner role. Although in the UK they call it Agent General role. Same role, but Trade Commissioner. Now I'll be following up on these 2 issues, obviously when there's more news. Other than that, if you go to my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, on the top right hand corner you can put either of their names in, Gladys Berejiklian or John Barilaro, and you'll be able to find numerous articles I've written on them. And I've also set up a John Barilaro page at this point. Other than that, make sure you grab your Kangaroo Court of Australia t-shirt. And please support my Patreon account. We've got over 200 patrons already. The ultimate target is 1,000. You can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever suits your budget. Most people are going to afford $3 or $5 a month, and it all helps out. And please share this video on Facebook and Twitter, etc. And please hit the like and subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.